So?
King David, 20-minute book read highlights. Africa, Europeans, but we now know that we were indigenous to these lands, man, in Europe. Okay, by Oliver Tattel. Page 48 of the book. The daily expresses of enslaved people in Valencia households varied greatly. The story of Ursula, a black slave owned by a mason called Francesc Martinez, is quite revealing. Ursula could go to work for other people as a laundress and earn money. She was hoping to buy her freedom through such activities. She managed to get the 40 liras required, but her master declared that the manumission contract was null void because Ursula had stopped coming back to his house to make him bread every day. That specific clause was indeed in Ursula's and Francesca's agreement, and her manumission was invalidated. How sad. Prisoners of war. Dumdar versus 1452, we put into perpetual servitude. Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what an American is: a copy called tribes founded by the Europeans. Test QVX 1666, yeah. You use a straw man in this wicked matrix. Look how you treat us, man. Look at that flooding that happened in Valencia. I really didn't want anything bad to happen to people, obviously. But when the Most High moves, yeah, no one can stop him, do you understand? We got seized on our lands and moved about. Okay. We're not all from Africa. They came before Columbus. Don't forget Columbus, killing Columbus. Killing Columbus took Louis de Torres, who was a Hebrew Aramaic interpreter, to communicate with the tribes already found there. Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what American is: a copy code tribe founded by the Europeans, man. Fuck your digital ID, sorry for swearing, but fuck it, fuck that shit, man. Egypt was in the Americas. The Egypt that you now see today was constructed, yeah, by our oppressors, man, much later on, man. It's false, man, just to give you a false version of historical events. Okay, the Exodus, everything that happened, it was in the Americas, man. The land of Canaan was in the Americas. Ammon Ra, yeah, all that stuff, yeah, it was all in the Americas. Do you understand? Like, ancient Egypt and Egypt are different, man. Ancient Egypt, yeah, referring to the old Egypt, the real Egypt in the Americas, man. Do you understand? Where we dwelt, yeah, for 40 years. And it became our land, man. Do you understand? It became our land, man. The land of the Canaanites. And obviously we have the coins of England. Coins don't lie, as I like to say. 40th edition. Spink Standards Catalogue of British Coins. Let's just flick through a few. See the curly hair there. Don't forget Cheddar Man. The scientists seem to think that he was melanated. As you can see, that is a melanated individual, man. And on the coin here, that melanated individual, Celtic coins. Alright, people. We want restitution for the lands that were stolen. Oliver Cromwell kicked my family out. McKinley and Campbell was Gaelic, man. Pictish, we are the Israelites from the tribe of Judah on the Davidic line.
You
best believe it, shot my boy. I want people to come together to acknowledge the truth of what happened to me, my people. And that's why I was treated so badly as a child, man. That's why I was sexually abused by so many people. My mom sold me out to people part of secret societies. She took us along to Charles Taze Russell's wicked JW cult, set up by Charles Taze Russell, a known Freemason and Zionist. Okay. She allowed Victor Nealon to come and live with us, a convicted rapist. You know what I'm saying? It's all set up, man, to try and destroy her son. My mum, and also the Hazy abuse in the House of 39 as well, man. Lots of wicked people, lots of wicked family members. And I'm calling you all out, man. You have to stand before the living creator on his throne now and face judgment. Memoirs of the Secret Service of John Mackay. During the reigns of King William, Queen Anne and King George I, John Mackay was a spy who went to spy on the Jacobites, my family. Lawrence, Earl of Rochester, his second son to Chancellor Hyde Lord, I can't pronounce that word, if you could pronounce it for me, and uncle to the present Queen, one that had all the improvement of education and experience. Let's see how John Mackay describes him. He is of middle stature, well-shaped, brown complexion, about 60 years old. Charles Lennox, Duke of Richmond. Charles Lennox, Duke of Richmond. Charles Lennox, Duke of Richmond, is son to King Charles II. He is son to King Charles II. How does John Mackay describe him? Black complexion, much like King Charles, not 30 years old. And you see my Jacobite transportation of Jacobite's book as well, which I show quite regularly, which shows the list on the back of the book and a detailed description of the prisoners that they were taking, man, from Scotland, from Ports and Liverpool and that, man, understand? And then being distributed throughout the precious colonies to work on plantations and have their nobility and sovereignty stripped of them, do you understand? And recalled black, do you understand? Charles, Duke of St Albans, is son to King Charles II by Miss Gwyn. Okay, let's have a look at how John Mackay describes him. He is of black, and shut my boy. And tea, don't you worry, it's all planned. He is black complexion, not too tall as the Duke of Northumberland, yet very like King Charles, turned of 30 years old. Black complexion. The Pale tribes came in, the people from the north, as scripture states, and they took our lands and states. Doctrine of Discovery. Dumdar verses 1452. You made out that we're lost in at sea. So we couldn't handle our lands and estates. You deal with the Admiralty law, okay, and have enough evidence to bring to a court of law to prove everything I'm saying to be true, and so do other people as well. We want restitution for the lands that you stole, okay? And we want you to respect the Third Geneva Convention rules set out to protect prisoners of war. Fuck your coercive abuse tactics, man, against an ordinary trauma person. You can't break something yet, it's already been broke, okay? The living creator rocks with me, man, do you understand? I'm the anointed one, the reincarnation of David, King of Israel, man. And I've got a non-donation scholarly back to ministry, which is a big threat to this fucking matrix, do you understand? I'm here for restitution for me and my people. I'm here for the widow, the needy, the outcast, the stranger, the homeless, those suffering injustices, and I won't stop until Babylon born up, man. For real, you best believe, man. Till next time, from King David, Shally in, and peace.